Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back with another track guide, this time in the Formula 4 at Bathurst, also known as Mount Paranormal, or something similar to that. If you are new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap, a breakdown lap, and then we're back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and let's get this started. Just before we start, this is using the fixed setup that you will find in the iRacing setups for Mount Panorama. Right, let's start. So, coming down the opening straight, looking for the 50-meter marker on the right-hand side. We're going to drop it down to third gear. We're breaking up to about 70%, trailing it off. Exit nice and wide. Try not to use as much of the grass as myself. Now this bit's very easy, just keeping your wheels straight as we go all the way uphill. I had a side wind here, 10 kilometers an hour from the left. Wanting to compare. Again, we're looking for the 50-meter marker, only breaking up to about 55% there. Down to fourth gear, on the gas nice and early. Exit wide, don't hit the wall. Back over to the right-hand side, we're almost scraping the wall there. Drop it down to third, and again, almost hitting the wall on the left-hand side. That's where we find the extra bits of speed. Shortening the track. Back over to the left-hand side. We're absolutely flat all the way around here until we get to the squiggly bit at turn 11. Right. This is the tricky bit, so we're just lightly on the brakes, 2 or 3 times, into third gear, back on the gas, up to fourth gear, back over to the left-hand side. Final bit of braking, very slidey. So close to locking up all my tyres there, having to really fight with it through that last little bit. That's me on the raggedy edge. Flat through 20 here. Onto the brakes, almost up to about 80%, down to fourth gear, back on the gas early. Might be a little bit slidey. Just keep your foot in there. We've got one final corner coming up. And again, looking at the 50-meter marker, breaking up to about 85%, down to third gear. And over and across the line in a 2:07.908. Now, if you go faster, let me know in the comments. But that was me absolutely spent. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown lap time. So these corners are all quite handy. They're all around the 50-meter mark. So as we come into the first corner, it's as we get to the 50-meter, just before, we're going to brake up to about 70%, wipe that speed off in a straight line, trail it off, down to fourth, and then down to third on the apex. I actually missed the apex by about a foot here, which is why I actually go about a foot over the exit further than I should have done. These bits are straightforward. Right, we come into turn 2, and again, same thing, just before the 50-meter marker on the left-hand side, or you can use this road as your marker on the left that we go through there. So, yeah, so as we go past the 50-meter marker, 55%, drop it down to fourth gear, and you trailed it off, and then you're back on full gas, nice and early into the turn. We go back up through the gears here. Now, on entry here, I'm so close to this wall on the right-hand side. I didn't realize how close I was until I watched the chase cam afterwards, so do try and not hit that. So we're up into fifth. We're coming around this corner. We're not needing to get too close on the left-hand side because we want a nice wide entry in here. And it's basically as we leave this apex and get back into the middle of the track, we're going to go on the brakes up to about 60%. Just holding it there, wiping that speed off. We drop it down to fourth, drop it down to third. We're getting back on the gas, and as you can see, I'm back on 100% per hour, nice and early into the turn, not hitting this inside wall, but really using the camber to arrest any slide that you have. Now we're flat all the way here from turn 5 all the way up to turn 11. So you can slow this video down if you want, but yeah, we're just going flat out and trying to Go to the inside of every corner that we can. Flipping the apex there, exiting wide, back across the left-hand side. We can take a whole amount of curbing here on the left-hand side. I leave it in 5th simply because I'm lazy. But our braking marker is going to be just after we go through this little Cheshire bridgey signy bit. And as we come into the downhill, I'm now going to get off the gas, and you're only wanting to brake up to about 30%. But the road then drops away from you here, so you release the brakes a little bit, because as it drops away from you, it's very easy to snatch one of your brakes and lock up. So then we're just straightening the car up. We're coming off the brake. And now as we're coming back onto the brake for this corner here, trail it off. I'm in 3rd gear. I give it a quick blast of throttle, and then I get back on the brakes to make sure that I can make it through this corner here. I'm in 3rd gear. I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm nice and close to the barrier without hitting it. Another quick blip of throttle. And we go up through the gears, up to 4th gear. Now, this next bit is so easy to lock a brake. So, as you can see, I'm giving it full beans in 4th gear. I'm not going to change up to 5th. I'm just going to leave it there. And then as I come around this corner, so basically as soon as I start being able to see the black wall, that's when I come off the gas. I brake up to about 55%, just trying to slow the car. Now, if you listen on the next run through at full speed when I'm not talking, you'll hear my tyres are on the very verge of everything locking. Now, trailing it off down to the inside here, I do lock my left front very briefly. I drop it down to 2nd gear because I had some over rotation going on, and I knew that I wanted to get to be able to get back on the gas as quickly as possible. So as you can see there, that was just a correction from myself, which did cost me about a 10th. About all the text messages. They're so popular. They're so popular. Yes, I've seen Wicked. Right, this corner. So it's midway between the 100 and the 50, or that's what it always feels to me. Let's check it out when we look at it in slow motion. So it's actually at around the 100-meter marker. So it shows how much my brain works. So as we get up to the 100-meter marker, brake up to about 80%, drop it down to 5th, drop it down to 4th, trail it off as we look towards the apex, and it's a 4th gear corner, nice fast one. So as you can see at the apex here, I'm doing 139 kilometers an hour. Not sure what that is in freedom units. Back on the gas, up to 5th gear. And then again, looking for this 50-meter marker on the right-hand side, but it's actually closer to where the 80-meter marker would be. And I'm braking up to 80, 85%, there or thereabouts, wiping the speed off in a straight line, trailing it off as we look towards the apex, getting on nice and early. So as you can see, I'm in 3rd gear, and I'm already on 3/4 before I even get to the apex. When I hit the apex, I'm on 100%, trying to carry that speed onto the main straight. And that's it. That's the breakdown lap. We have one final version coming up without me talking, and that's the driving line on version. Coming up now. As always, thanks for your continued support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.